Welcome to this explainer. When you hear the words treasure hunt, you probably instantly picture pirates, dusty maps, and maybe a buried chest on a desert island. Well, scrap that. Today, we're embarking on a modern-day treasure hunt right here in Arizona. And this treasure, it's very real, it's completely digital, and it might literally have your name on it.
All right, brace yourself for this number. The Arizona Department of Revenue is currently sitting on a staggering $2.8 billion in unclaimed funds. Yes, you heard that right, billion with a B. And the craziest part is, this isn't state money. This is money that rightfully belongs to everyday citizens. It could be yours, your friends, or your family members' cash, just sitting there in a vault.
So here's our game plan for today. First, we'll uncover the $2.8 billion secret. Second, we'll define what is unclaimed property. Third, we'll look at how assets get lost. Fourth, we'll help you master your search strategy. And finally, we'll go over filing your claims successfully.
Part 1. The $2.8 billion secret. Let's dive right into the most shocking part of this massive pot of money, because there's a very specific reason it's grown so incredibly huge. Get this. Thanks to a 2025 federal court ruling in Garza versus Woods, we know that under the state's Unclaimed Property Act, Arizona is legally not mandated to provide actual notice to you that they have your stuff. I mean, sure, they operate a website, they run some ads, but nobody from the government is ever going to knock on your front door or send you a personalized letter saying, hey, we found $1,000 with your name on it. You absolutely have to be proactive.
And here's the catch. The clock is definitely ticking. When the Department of Revenue takes in this money, they put it into the state's general fund. Now, they do keep a trust of at least $100,000 available to pay out claims at any given time. But the crucial detail is this. They only hold the money available for claims for 35 years. If no one steps up to claim the cash within that 35-year window, poof, it permanently reverts to the state for good.
Moving right along to part 2. What is unclaimed property?
So what exactly makes up this massive $2.8 billion treasure chest? By law, unclaimed property refers to financial assets or even tangible items that have been abandoned or forgotten about for a specified period of time. Usually, if a company has had absolutely no contact with you for 1 to 3 years regarding an asset, the law forces them to turn your property over to the state's Unclaimed Property Division for safekeeping. In the financial world, they call this process escheatment.
Now, we aren't just talking about massive millionaire trust funds here. This money comes from ordinary, everyday things. We're talking forgotten checking or savings accounts, uncashed payroll checks, or even that old utility security deposit from an apartment you rented a decade ago. It also includes tangible things, like if you abandon a safe deposit box by not paying the rental fee for 3 years, the bank eventually hands the contents right over to the state. In fact, bank accounts alone make up a huge chunk of these claims.
Section 3. How assets get lost.
You're probably sitting there thinking, come on, I would never just forget about my own money. But honestly, it happens all the time. Life gets busy, right? People move and just forget to update their address with an old employer or the water company. People change their names after getting married or divorced, which creates a total disconnect in the records. Or a really common scenario. A relative passes away without a clear estate plan, and they leave behind a life insurance payout or a savings account that nobody in the family even knew existed. Sometimes, it's literally just a simple clerical error. A customer overpays a medical bill, and that credit balance just sits there on the books until the hospital finally sends it over to the state.
So when businesses, banks, or utility companies finally lose track of you after that 1 to 3 year dormancy period, they fill out a specific unclaimed property report. They basically bundle up your money, attach a negative report, and remit your funds directly to the Arizona Department of Revenue. They do this in good faith, just to clear their own accounting books. And once they hand it over, the state steps in as the custodian of your cash.
Part 4. Master your search strategy. Okay, now for the fun part. We know the money is out there, so let's build your master strategy to go find it. First things first, you can run comprehensive database searches for absolutely free. You should never, ever pay a fee just to search for your own money. Your two best friends here are the Arizona Department of Revenue portal at azunclaimed.gov and a consolidated national database called missingmoney.com. Since the Arizona database actually contains records dating all the way back to 1954, you'll definitely want to use both sites to make sure you're casting the widest net possible.
Now, the way you search is absolutely crucial. Please don't just type in your current legal name and give up if nothing pops up. You need to use a multi-layered approach. Think outside the box. Search your maiden name, any hyphenated names, initials, like trying J. Smith instead of John Smith, and even common misspellings of your name. Next, run queries on all your previous residential and business addresses, even out-of-state ones. And finally, this is a big one. Search for deceased relatives, parents, or grandparents. As an heir, you might just uncover an inheritance that your family lost track of decades ago.
Section 5. Filing your claim successfully.
Let's say you get a hit. Jackpot! You found a match. Now it's time to navigate the paperwork and actually get paid. Depending on who you are, there's a specific form you'll need. If you're the original owner of the property, you'll just use Form 600A. Claiming for a deceased relative, that's Form 600B. Corporate officers claiming on behalf of a business will use 600C, and designated agents use 600D. Just keep in mind, more complex claims require physical documentation. You are going to need government-issued photo IDs, death certificates if you're an heir, and official corporate resolutions for businesses.
And that brings us to a very important warning. The state is legally protecting this money, so they are incredibly strict about handing it out. The Arizona Unclaimed Properties section will absolutely not release funds based on name similarity alone. I mean, think about how many Robert Smiths live in Arizona. You have to provide hard, undeniable proof. If the state only has one identifier for you, like an old address, you are required to prove you actually live there. So you might have to dig up an old utility bill or a bank statement to prove that address match, or provide proof of your social security number.
Now, what if you're claiming a jointly owned asset, like an old shared savings account? Generally, joint owners have to file the claim together. But the state knows life is complicated, so they have built-in exceptions. If the other owner has passed away, you'll just need to provide their death certificate. If you're divorced, you'll need a certified copy of the divorce decree and the property settlement. And if you simply lost contact with the other person over the years, you can provide a notarized statement confirming that you have no marital relationship, you've lost contact, and you're strictly claiming only your equal portion of the funds.
We've covered the why, the how, and the sheer massive scale of this unclaimed wealth. Knowing that $2.8 billion are sitting in a state vault right now, slowly ticking toward that 35-year expiration date, it's pretty clear that there just might be a hidden treasure with your name on it waiting to be uncovered.
Just as a quick wrap-up, please remember that the strategies and forms we've discussed today are based on current state guidelines and resources. The law and the claiming processes can change, so always check directly with the Arizona Department of Revenue and their official resources for the most up-to-date information before you file your claim. The state clock is ticking on $2.8 billion, folks, so who is the very first person you're going to search for today?